Hey guys, it's Arie here. I am just doing a few videos tonight. I just did my first main video on all the gear and equipment that I'm bringing, and I thought, heck, I would get a little bit more practice in and see if I could get a little bit better at this, and maybe do a few videos a little bit more in depth. Shorter videos of just sort of certain categories. Anyways, my name is Arie. My website is safariarie.ca. That's Safari, then Arie.ca. It's early November. I am attempting in a few days to cross Canada by bicycle, starting in St. John's, Newfoundland, and heading west to across Canada to Edmonton, Alberta, and then from Edmonton up the Dempster Highway. And from the Dempster Highway, make my way to Vancouver, and then through the US, and zigzag my way all the way to the bottom of Argentina. 3 years, 55,000 kilometers. Anyways, this video thing is very new to me, and I realize that I need to do a heck of a lot more practicing so that eventually I get good at it. So yeah, I'm just going to whip off a few more videos, I think, because I'm in the mood. And I should have done about 100 videos by now. So I'm going to start off with a more in-depth look at my my spare parts and tools for my ride. I'm keeping all this stuff in my frame bag. I have an Ortlieb frame bag. The frame bag itself is strapped to the bike in a way that it can't be removed unless I cut the straps, so I figure that that's a good place to put spare parts and tools, so I don't have to remove that bag on a nightly basis. So anyways, I'm just going to go over that particular bag in a little bit more in detail. So anyways, so I have a few wrenches. I have a 15 mil, and that is for the purpose of removing my pedals if I need to. I have a 5/16 wrench, and I believe that that covers my fenders if I need to tighten any of the bolts on my fenders, or some of my bottle cages. I have using some of those wolf tooth cage adapters. So they have some nuts and bolts. So the 5/16 I believe covers that, and I have a 1/4 inch. That is because I have a few hose clamps in case something needs to be reinforced, and so the 1/4 inch works with that. And I have a 10 mil, and I think that also is needed for the bike fenders. So those are my wrenches. I have two multi-tools, one and two. I don't know if that's necessarily overkill, but I have two multi-tools. I have two inner tubes. Actually, I guess I should mention that, just for those that don't know, I am pedaling a Mech National bike, modified with some Surly items, Surly Moloko handlebars, Surly front and rear racks, yeah, basically a Mech National. It's actually a 9-speed bike, so I have a spare chain, 9-speed. I have chain lube, wet because it's winter, not dry. I have brake pads for the bike, and I have what else have I got here in this box? Can't find it. Well, this is cable, spare cable brake, or sorry, cable wire. I have a chain cleaner. It's admittedly a Chinese knockoff. I don't know if I'm just gonna get frustrated and throw it out, but My chain will probably get quite dirty, so yeah, the chain cleaner. Inner tube cleaner, or sorry, inner tube patch kit. I have 2 hex kits, small and large. Maybe a little bit overkill, but very important tool. Certain tools, it's kind of important to have the philosophy 2 is 1, 1 is none, which means if you happen to lose one, then you've got none, so better to have 2 in case you lose one. Chain measuring tool, chain brake tool, and a spoke tool, or spoke tightening tool. My air pump will fit in my frame bag. What else have I got? Oh, I have a standard bike toolkit, so I guess that's kind of like three the words escape me, these video things, toolkits, whatever. Sorry, it's escaped me. I'll get better at this, I promise. Chain brush, undoubtedly with the chain brush and the chain cleaner. My chain is going to get really grimy real quick, and probably important for the life of my chain that I clean it fairly regularly. Sorry, this is what I was also looking for. So I have the brake cable and the gear cable, spare one of each. I have electric tape. I have a pair of work gloves, then just if I can do, or if I have any cleaning, repairing to do, if I can avoid grease on my regular clothing, I would prefer to do so. What else have I got? I have a little pack of assorted nuts and bolts and some pipe clamps. Yeah, you never know when something breaks, and you need a little bit of a selection of whatever to try to figure out how to get yourself to the next bike shop. So, and then I think there's also some spare hardware for my panniers. So anyways, that all fits in there. I have a few carabiners, you just never know. I gotta hang something onto something. So that kind of covers kind of my tools and parts. I do have in one of my panniers, I keep a package of assorted sizes of the straps, those plastic all-weather UVA, UVB straps, for that purpose also. Just trying to think. Oh, as far as my bike goes, as far as security, I'm using a Kryptonite New York bike lock, which is heavier than snot. I actually initially was hoping to put that in my frame bag, but I realized with all of this stuff that getting access to my my lock was just not going to be practical. So that Kryptonite lock, I actually, because it is fairly heavy, I actually strap it on my front rack, because between my panniers and my bar bag there's actually no room to actually put anything on the front rack as far as the top, so the lock is just sort of slides in there nice and easy, and like I said, I've got that strapped. The other thing that I purchased alongside the Kryptonite bike lock is I have a fairly heavy duty cable, and that's so I can, because the Kryptonite lock is a fairly small lock, which means you're somewhat limited to what you can lock your bike to. So I also grabbed yeah, the heavy duty cable, that way I can intertwine the cable through my bike and through my bob trailer. but it is also very long. It's like almost 6 feet. I think, yeah, it is at least 6 feet long. Didn't realize how long it was until I opened the package. And it is also quite heavy. It is also quite heavy. Basically, right now I have that kind of strapped as tightly as possible and strapped to my bob trailer. And then the other accessory I have on my bike is I'm using this style of kickstand. It's called a click stand. Company, I think in Oregon, manufactures these. It's kind of handy. You use the U here to support, to put that under the top bar of your frame, and yeah, it actually supports the weight really well. I was completely loaded yesterday afternoon for the first time, threw all the bags onto the bike, and it held up pretty good. And so anyways, it just folds up like this, and then it you just utilize one of the brazens for the bottle cage on the inside frame. It has a plastic attachment that allows you to attach to secure this to the frame. For this, I also use I used one of those wolf tooth adapters so that everything could fit nicely under the frame bag, because I also have one of my, or this one actually, this MSR fuel bottle is also underneath. So basically, if you can imagine a standard frame bag being a triangular shape, the fuel bottle sits like this, and then the click stand sits like this underneath the frame bag. So yeah, I have, I think, and I mentioned 5 bottle cages in total. 2 of them are on my bob trailer. They're the Blackburn oversized bottles. I have those Nalgene bottles. I have 2 regular water bottles on the front forks, and then, like I said, the fuel bottle inside the frame. And I think, if I recall, that kind of is everything as far as my spare parts and tools. And yeah, I'll see how this all works. And yes, I mean, the reality is for the most part, the idea is hopefully that I don't really need to even use this stuff. Because if I have to use this stuff, then then obviously I've had a breakdown of some sort. Eventually, most of it will get used regardless, but I definitely hope I don't have to use this stuff anytime soon. Anyways, I think that kind of covers the tools and spare parts, so I think I'll leave it at that. Anyways, appreciate the support I've been getting from everyone. Gonna continue working on these videos, get them a little bit better and a little bit more professional. But anyways, until then, safariarie.ca. Appreciate all the support, and feel free to like and follow me on all the different medias. All my links are at my website. All right, thanks.